Welcome, YouTubers. It is I, the main man. That is Paulie Havocley. And we are here to review the biggest wrestling event of the summer, the epic 4-hour extravaganza that was live from Brooklyn, New York, where the developmental show was better than it. So,
4 hours.
that show drug on a little.
The intro did a little bit at least. I mean,
I
John
liked the opening segment because, number one, I'm a huge fan of Jon Stewart.
That's why you probably liked it. I didn't.
Yeah, I love both Jon Stewart and Mick Foley, so
I felt a little awkward with Mick Foley being up there. It's like he didn't know what to do, or he tried to be funny and it just wasn't working.
right. And I know that Stewart and Foley have worked together several times in the past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have. They've done a little comic work together, but
Yeah, like Foley would randomly show up on the Daily Show.
yeah, again, it didn't connect with the crowd, and you could see the crowd kind of hesitating with it. And anyway, that being said, I just think the opening could have been a little better. I think maybe having the Authority come out with Jon Stewart,
Right.
that would have been a little better. But, Mick Foley coming out was, refreshing to see him still.
Yeah.
But it could have been without him, and it would have been a little better.
Right. I agree. But moving on to the action, the first match was Sheamus versus Randy Orton for the 10 billionth time.
Oh my God, yeah. Do we even need to go through this match? I mean, I'm a big fan of Sheamus at this point. His heel work is fantastic. He's coming off as a warrior, and he says he's a warrior, and is
Right.
Fantastic. And I love his ring get up. If you notice, his knee pads had this serpent of Midgard.
I did not notice that.
Oh my God! So as a huge Norse mythology fan,
right,
I just kind of lit up with a little nerdy joy, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he has the serpent of Midgard. So I thought that was a little pretty cool. The double bro kick that Randy got was just fantastic.
It was. Say what you will about Sheamus, and I've been a critic of Sheamus. Sheamus has great timing with that bro kick.
Mm-hmm. It's like the RKO out of nowhere, but with a bro kick out of nowhere.
Right. And Sheamus got the win, but like he should have.
Pretty much, I thought the match. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, Sheamus got the win like he should have. The match was okay.
I'll give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 4 out of 5. It wasn't, entirely pleasing, but it had elements where you thought Randy was going to walk away with the victory.
Like when Randy countered the battering ram into the RKO, I thought it was done.
I thought it was done too. And the super vintage Orton DDT where he had Sheamus on the third rope, I was like, holy shit, that looked like it hurt.
Yeah. Dropping 5 feet straight on your head would tend to hurt.
Yeah. But good match overall. It could have been a little up in the card a little more, but it got people off his feet. And that's what they needed to do, because the crowd started chanting this was awesome instantly. Right. That's what you need for an opening segment. You don't want to open the show with a horrible segment.
Right.
Then come on with a horrible match. So they got the horrible segment, then they produced a good match. There you go.
And then And then next we go to the tag team title match.
Oh my god!
And the New Day comes out singing their own version of Jay-Z's New York. And I love the New Day so much. So much.
Oh, perfect. Like, how does anybody hate these guys?
I know. They had the pitch horns. What?
They're innovative. They're good with the crowd. They're great heels. Like,
they are.
WWE realizes this.
Yeah. And, like,
but
everything about this gimmick is their idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they pull it off so well, and it's possibly the most entertaining thing on TV right now.
Yeah, easily. I 100% agree with you. I'm still a little let down that the Ascension wasn't part of the tag match. We said this.
Yeah.
The tag team division is a little limbo-ish, but
right.
New Day winning the titles right back, beautiful. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
And I saw it coming like about 30, 40 seconds before it happened because I saw Kofi make that tag.
That sneak tag. Oh my god. Walter, I didn't know what to do. I'm like, he tagged! He got the sneak tag! He tagged!
I was watching it. I was like, I see it. I saw what happened. I know it's going to happen. And then what I loved at the beginning of the match is they tried to pull the whole thing the Outlaws did in like 97 when they pinned each other to retain the titles, but this would win the titles.
Yeah. Titus looked really good last night.
Yeah, he's been looking really good since the Primetime Players got back together.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Titus lately. He's not exactly great on the mic, but his ring work speaks for itself, and he connects with the crowd. So that's a huge plus. I'm digging him. If they would have done a proper singles push, I could have seen him doing well with the IC title.
Yeah.
But
I think the biggest mistake was they turned him heel way too close to WrestleMania.
I loved his heel thing, though.
Yeah.
It was really good, but, like he's WrestleMania, and they didn't know how to handle him, and he just kind of drifted into obscurity.
Right, he had that tag team with Heath Slater.
Oh, Slater Gator?
Yeah.
I fucking love Slater Gator. All right, what was our next match? Was it Amel?
I think so. I think it was Amel and Neville against Stardust and Barrett, which this match surprised me.
I didn't care too much for the match.
Really? I thought Amel did a far better job than most celebrities have ever done.
Oh, no, I agree. I'm not taking that from him. I wasn't, invested into the match as, most people would be. I'm an Arrow fan.
Yeah.
But
it's a great show.
I just personally thought that, Cody really needed this win. I understand a celebrity going into a huge pay-per-view is not going to lose, but from a perspective, I think Cody needed that win. He was the big villain, and upsetting the hero
would have been great.
Exactly.
Especially if he would have gotten the pin on Amel.
Yes. They could have made this feud a little longer. Now it's just like, oh, Amel beat, Stardust, and there goes the whole Cosmic King and the Prince of Dark Matter tag team. And I thought that was a brilliant idea, too.
Yeah, I still think they should run with that tag team because Cody's always great in tag teams. Barrett needs something to do.
Again, they don't know what to do with Barrett, and the fact that he's King Barrett is just a slap in the face to the other winners of the King of the Ring.
And
all right, so we go on to Ziggler, I believe.
I think so. Ziggler and Rusev.
Bad match all around.
It was. You would think that these two would have a good match, but they didn't, and it wasn't for lack of trying. It's just I don't think this particular match clicked with that particular crowd.
I don't think the crowd cared about this feud. I certainly didn't care about this feud. I think this feud is stupid. I understand, they're trying to get the divas involved and everything.
Right.
And Lana looked fantastic in her get-up, by the way, yesterday.
She did.
And
then they end it in a double countout.
Yeah. I didn't know what to say to that. This draws the feud out a little more. So maybe at Night of Champions, we're going to have a mixed tag match, which I'm not going to be invested in just because it's a mixed
We're going to have to see Lana and Summer Rae get in the ring together.
Exactly. And do we want that? No. No, it's like, okay. So we're 3 matches into the card now?
4.
4 matches. Okay. The next being
the title match?
Yeah, because that was really, really quick.
Yeah, I remember. I was talking to Brian. For those of you who don't know, our friend Brian, and when we were chatting on Xbox during it, we were like, "Wow, it's on now."
That wasn't supposed to be a double main event.
Yeah, and I guess maybe they did the mid-card main event and then the
main event, right? Okay. Yeah. All right, so yeah, we have Rollins
coming out in all white.
No. I think Dean and Bray match was before that.
You might be right. Yeah, you're right. Dean and Roman against Bray and Harper. Good performance from all 4 guys.
Crowd really hates Roman. It's just something with the East Coast crowd. It's just they hate Roman.
I still think I know everyone who you said this to said it's not the case. I think it's because he won the Rumble over Bryan.
Yeah, and the East Coast is really hammering him for it. Look at Philly. Now it's doing it. Now, if you take Roman to another crowd, they cheer his ass. It's the East Coast that hates Roman.
Even when I was in Chicago, like at Extreme Rules, he didn't get completely booed, and they loved that last man standing match he had with Big Show.
Yeah. Yeah, so, again, I think this is the East Coast just really bitter about Roman Reigns winning and how he won the Royal Rumble in Philly. He had assistance by The Rock, so he didn't win cleanly.
Right. But, yeah, on to the match. The match was good. I liked it.
The match was fantastic.
I love Luke Harper. I am a huge Luke Harper fan. He's big. He can work. He can fly around the ring. He's agile. And
I'm not a big Ambrose fan. I'm just seeing a lot of rinse and repeat with his moveset. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I thought I liked the storytelling in the match where Roman got taken out by the announce table, and it was Wyatt and Harper double teaming on Ambrose until Roman was able to get his way onto the apron, and then
Roman sleeping.
Yeah, I caught that chant.
I thought that was pretty funny and clever.
I've just always wondered how boring it must be for those guys that have to lay around there perfectly conscious and able to get up to sell being completely unconscious for like 5 minutes. Just laying there like, well, I'm just going to lay here for like the next 5 minutes.
I mean, the match was, pretty good. The ending wasn't exactly great, but this continues the feud, so this works into Night of Champions.
Yeah,
because now it's 1-1.
Yeah, I want it, and I feel weird saying this. I want Night of Champions to be a no finish. so it can go on to Bray and Roman inside Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, that could work, but I'm not sure if WWE will go that route. I don't even know. Wasn't it originally supposed to be a 3v3?
Yeah, apparently, if they would have been able to find a third since Rowan's hurt, either Sting or Rock would have been partnering with Ambrose and Reigns.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
That would have been cool. I would have liked that. I think the championship match is next.
Yeah. And Rollins comes out, new gear, all white.
White Ranger.
Without the shoulder pad, Super Saiyan. Stormtrooper.
The thing is, he can't be a Stormtrooper because his moves don't miss.
Yeah.
That match was 5 stars.
Fantastic. Like, hats off to both guys.
Yeah. Rollins put so much effort into his moveset.
He did.
The top
splash he did was,
oh my god,
beautiful.
Yes.
The
He
height he got, the extension. Eddie Guerrero would have been proud.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That move, his Phoenix Splash that didn't hit, but still he's paying homage, homage to his Ring of Honor days.
Yeah.
So I was having a little fanboy moment when I saw.
Even though I think Neville does the Phoenix Splash a little bit better. I think it looks a little bit better when Neville does it.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, everything Rollins did in that match worked. Everything both guys did in that match worked.
Oh, you know what really got me, though? When Rollins countered and put Cena up on the shoulders and hit the...
Yes, when he pulled the thing that Cena does anytime anyone tries to do a crossbody. I was like, wow. That guy is maybe 230 pounds, and he just rolled through and hoisted a 250-pound man on his shoulders.
Rollins is legitimately the future.
He is.
And I'm so excited I get to witness this.
Yeah, this last night for Rollins was the defining moment of this title reign.
Yeah. And the thing is, Cena's been having such a great year this year.
He has. Honestly, if I had to vote for Superstar of the Year, I know the internet's going to hate me. I might give my vote to Cena for how great of matches he's been having with everybody.
Here's my top 4. It's going to be Cesaro, Owens, Cena, and Rollins. Those are my top 4.
Yeah.
And if any of them win Superstar of the Year, I'm absolutely okay with it.
Yeah. And then, and Jon Stewart came out.
What a twist that was.
Yeah, it's a Russo swerve, but at least they're not doing it as often as they did when, Russo was booking. And then, Stewart comes out, and immediately I figured out, okay, Stewart's going to hit Cena, but it was like, wow, I didn't really expect that. And since Jon Stewart left The Daily Show, is he going to be, have an extended time as, a character?
I think he's going to be a little more consistent on television now.
Yeah, because I know he's a legit fan.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
he was very vocal about the whole Brock Lesnar Undertaker feud on Twitter when it happened. He was legitimately pissed off, but this was a huge nod to the Attitude Era, and it was just so refreshing to see this sort of thing.
Yeah, and he hit him with the chair, and Rollins like it seems like Rollins has really learned how to do the pedigree, or he's doing it to people that know how to take it now.
He needs some work for it, but he's definitely getting better at it.
Right. And then he got the win, has both titles, which I thought they were going to find a way to keep the U.S. title on Cena and the world title on Rollins. I thought maybe that's what they were going to use Sheamus's briefcase for, was to maybe have Sheamus come in, cash in, and have Rollins pin Sheamus.
Or maybe have the U.S. Championship on Rollins and Sheamus take away the.
Yeah, that was another option, but I'm glad they went the way they did.
Yeah.
Rollins made history.
Now we just patiently wait to see when Sheamus cashes in and who he cashes in on. I'm thinking Night of Champions, he cashes in on Cena at the moment he becomes a 16-time champion.
I'm thinking that that they're going to wait and have Sheamus cash in around the time that they'll be doing promotion for Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Good point, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll have him cash in like a couple of weeks before he goes on the promotional tour. He'll be off the house shows, but he'll still be on Raws, and he'll go everywhere with that belt with him.
Yeah, now give WWE a lot of publicity. That makes sense. Good call. Next match is the match between Cesaro and...
No, Cesaro and Owens was the second to last. I believe...
No, Divas was last match.
Divas was next, I think.
Divas was before the Undertaker and Brock Lesnar match.
I could have sworn that was Owens Cesaro right before.
Nope.
Okay, then, yeah. Owens Cesaro. They had a good match. It was a really fun match. The crowd was really into it.
I liked the match a lot. You could tell Owens was in a little pain from the night before in NXT.
Yeah, that great ladder match.
Both guys needed the win, but Owens is coming off a huge losing streak, and Cesaro doesn't necessarily look bad, so he'll still have his company stock, and that's been rising, by the way.
Yeah, I think they're finally listening. They're finally seeing that the fans are really into Cesaro. The Cesaro section signs, which I want to find a way to get a hold of one when I go to Raw in October.
Print your own out. I'm telling you. That's
probably what I'm going to do.
It was a great match. I think probably match of the night, to be honest. Besides Taker and Lesnar, that was probably one of the matches of the night.
Yeah. And then we had the Divas match, which can they just stop putting all of them in the same match?
See, what bothers me the most is Sasha had such a fantastic match on NXT.
Oh my God, that Sasha Banks and Bayley match was best women's match I've ever seen.
Ever.
That rivals, yeah, like you said, match of the year. Like that rivals anything the main roster has done. Period.
I've never been so invested into a women's match before, and when I saw Sasha just, hit the bank statement and the crossface.
Oh, when she was stomping on Bayley's hand?
Yeah, and I'm screaming at the TV, fucking tap, fucking tap, fucking tap. That just shows how much those two pulled emotionally, out of the crowd. Then to have her just be eliminated first?
Yeah.
In the Divas match? What? Where does that make sense at?
Nowhere.
And of course, they have Paige's team being the ones to beat Team Bella.
I liked that it was Becky Lynch that got the fall.
And not Charlotte and Paige?
Yeah.
I like Charlotte. I don't like Paige anymore. It's just I don't like Paige anymore. It was just it's just something about her just really bothers me.
I always liked Paige. But yeah, the match wasn't good. It had to follow 2 straight really good matches. So the crowd was obviously not into it.
No. Did you see the fact that Brie was crying as she exited the ring?
Who Brie was?
Brie was in tears. Go back and look, and I'm not sure what happened, but Brie was in tears. And
could have been when she missed that drop kick. She could have messed up her knee or her shoulder or something.
That was a bad landing.
That was.
Like, that was a bad bump. I laughed my ass off, of course. And I probably shouldn't have laughed because I know what it's like to take a bump like that, but at the same time, it was just one of those moments that you just couldn't help but laugh at. And I felt for her. The moment I heard the huge thud, I'm like, oh boy, that hurt.
Yeah. And then we go on to the main event, the match that the entire card was built around, the rematch Too Big for WrestleMania, which I hated that tagline going in.
But it wasn't too big for WrestleMania, but it was huge enough. They had a lot of publicity going in.
Yeah.
You had all the advertisements on YouTube, etc. I mean,
right. You had Sports Center there.
Yep.
And it was Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker.
You mean Brock Lesnar dismantling The Undertaker? Because that's the match I know.
Yeah. And it just opened up right away in a way I've seen nobody open up on The Undertaker before. I've never seen anyone not let Undertaker take his trench coat off before starting the match.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. It was just I was surprised how Brock of all people just bum rushing.
Yeah. And both guys just beat the hell out of each other. That F5 on the announce table.
Oh, that F5 on the announce table was gorgeous.
Yeah. And that choke slam that Undertaker gave Brock.
Brock sells a good choke slam.
He does. He always gets up as high as he can, throws his legs in the air like he should, and he takes the flat back bump.
Yep. It was good, I just don't see how Undertaker is like, okay, besides the finish of the match, which we'll get to in a moment, I'm thinking, what does this do for the streak and the meaning of the streak? Does Brock broke the streak a year later, come back at SummerSlam, and Undertaker wins?
Right. It's just,
what's the meaning behind this? Are we getting a Brock at Mania?
I don't know if they're going to wait till Mania to do the next match, but there's going to be a third match.
All right. Okay, so as long as there's a third match and Brock walks away, victorious, I don't care. Because at this point, Undertaker needs to stop.
He does. I think he needs to do 2 more matches. He needs to do the last one with Brock and then Sting.
That's the one everybody wants to see, is the one with Sting, and Sting wants the match.
Yeah. So here's what I think happens. I think both guys take Night of Champions off. They go to Hell in a Cell. They have Taker, Lesnar, Hell in a Cell 2. And Taker's about to pull off a cheap win, like after Brock Lesnar dominates the match. And then the lights go out. They come back on. And Sting is there. and he jabs Taker in the gut with the bat.
And puts him in a Scorpion Deathlock, and boom.
Yeah. And then Lesnar gets up, F5. Lesnar walks away. And then Sting explains it like, we were both entwined as the franchises of our company, but you've let me down with your actions.
Yeah, that could work with Sting being the hero-ish, character, and Taker being more heelish, because at this point,
Taker's a heel.
Taker's heel. Even if WWE won't acknowledge it, Taker's heel.
Yeah.
Fans
fans aren't going to boo him, but Taker's heel.
Well, Minnesota booed the shit out of him.
Well, that's because that was Brock Lesnar's hometown.
Brooklyn also booed Undertaker.
I didn't catch that.
They booed him last night, dude.
Oh. But, yeah. Match was great up until the finish. Lesnar had...
Taker tapped. Don't care.
Yes.
Taker tapped.
Lesnar had Taker in the Kimura. They do a spot where it looks like Taker has reversed the pressure to pin Lesnar. Ref goes down to count 1, and then you hear the bell. And I'm like, wait, did Taker tap? I didn't see the ref call for the bell.
I didn't see the ref call for the bell. I was so confused as to what happened, because I saw the ref going down for the pin, and I'm like, that wasn't a 3. That wasn't 3. What the fuck happened?
Yeah. And at first I was like, oh, God, that was a giant botch.
Mm-hmm.
And then as they're talking, Taker comes up from behind Brock, low blow for the 3rd time, which you'd think Lesnar would have learned to wear a cup.
Mm-hmm.
And then locks him in Hell's Gate, and he has Hell's Gate on him for a long time.
That defiant middle.
It just, like, Brock was like, I'm going out, but I ain't tapping out.
That defiant-ass middle finger.
I think that saved this from being a lot worse of a finish than it would have been. Just the fact that Lesnar didn't tap out, he passed out.
Lesnar still looks strong.
Yes. And then they go to the replay, and you clearly see
Taker tapping his fucking ass out.
Yep.
And that pissed me off.
Yeah.
Big time. So, WWE succeeded, whether or not we wanted into it. They got us invested. They got our emotions, and they succeeded.
They pulled us in.
Yeah, they pulled us in. And
our reaction right now is exactly what they want it to be.
Yeah. It's hook, line, and sinker, dude. And
yeah.
You know what? Fucking kudos to the writing team. Kudos to those guys, man.
Like, I can say the finish was stupid because it kind of was, but at the end of the day, it worked.
Yup.
It's got me wanting a 3rd match.
It's got me excited for tonight.
Yeah. What are they going to do? Like, is Charles Robinson going to come out and be like, sorry?
That was my fault, guys. My bad. My bad.
And then Brock Lesnar takes Charles Robinson to Suplex City.
And suspends him. And
comes back.
Yeah, we'll see him off TV until God knows when, but it's set up the 3rd match. And
yeah.
So what happens after the 3rd match with Taker? Do we get Brock as champion again? Because that's the only thing
I don't think yet, but I think sooner than later.
Well, Brock still has a rematch because he technically didn't lose.
That's right. And so what I'm thinking is it'll go through WrestleMania. Brock will have whatever match he has at WrestleMania, which it's hard to think of matches Brock can have at WrestleMania if he doesn't do Taker again.
I'm hoping that's not the case, though.
Here's one match I'd like to see that we never got a rematch for. Brock Rock.
Yeah, yeah. That's been noted a few times, having Brock and Rock go at it for part 2. Rock really put him over
Yeah.
in that match, so it'll be nice to see.
Here's my thing. Do you think The Rock would be willing to take a trip to Suplex City?
Oh, for that paycheck, I bet he would.
Yeah, and I could just like imagine how well Rock would sell all those German suplexes.
He's one of the best sellers in the business besides Michaels and Ziggler.
Yeah.
He made
So,
Hulk Hogan look like gold, and Hulk Hogan's garbage.
oh yeah, yeah. Actually, it's funny. It's a lot like Hogan Andre with that Rock Hogan match. If you mute the TV, you don't hear the crowd. That match is garbage. But the crowd.
I said that, and people disagree with me. I thought it was a terrible match.
It's good. I like it for the nostalgia and everything, and JR and King selling the story. But just like Hogan Andre.
Wrestle.
No, he can't. He never could. Never could.
And my dad's not a wrestling fan, and he's like, you know, the only reason why Hogan's big as he is because of his character. It's not because he could wrestle. It's just he connected to the crowd. He said the guy is terrible in the ring.
Oh, he's awful.
Same with Warrior. God rest his soul. The Warrior was absolutely garbage too.
Warrior was worse than Hogan.
Yeah, Warrior was better than Hogan.
Like the one good in-ring match either of those two had was against each other at WrestleMania 6.
That was full of botches. No sells, botches. It's just
and then you really want to see those two at their worst? Go watch Halloween Havoc 1998.
Was that when Warrior had the coat and he had a big picture of himself?
Yes. And then Hogan tried to throw the fireball with the I forgot what you call it, the flame paper, flash paper, and it went off in his face.
Oh my god. Yeah, but yeah, I don't want to see Hogan ever in a ring again. And
no.
Even Brock destroyed Hogan.
Yeah.
About it.
Yeah, but yeah, tonight it will be really interesting to see where they go with this, with both what are they going to do with Rollins having both titles?
I wanted to see that fucking statue, damn it.
Yes, the statue. Triple H promised.
He promised. I want to see it now.
He pinned John Cena in the middle of the ring.
It wasn't clean, but a pin is a pin, damn it.
Hey, how many of Triple H's championship wins were clean? None?
Well, he had his heel moment. He had his face moments.
Right.
So.
And every once in a while, even as a heel, you'd see him squeak out a clean win. Like when Booker T beat the shit out of him for most of WrestleMania 19 and he got that win.
I still think Booker T needed that win more than
he should have had that win. That was a booking mistake and originally Booker T was supposed to win. But
that's all Vince right there, so.
No, apparently that's all Triple H.
Are you serious?
Yeah, apparently Triple H didn't want to drop the title to Booker. For whatever reason.
But he wanted to drop the title to Shelton Benjamin, though? Where does that make sense?
Maybe he saw Shelton as more of the future.
He did. That's why he lost cleanly to him on Raw. Then he wanted to put him over with the title.
Yeah, and then wasn't that the match where it ended with a count out because Triple H wasn't going to lose, but Kevin Dunn and Vince and everyone else didn't want Shelton with the title.
Yep, and it came down to Stephanie, Vince, and Kevin Dunn not wanting to put the title on Shelton Benjamin, even though Triple H did.
I can see an argument for the other side. Benjamin did not have promo skills.
He didn't have verbal skills, absolutely not. But his ring work spoke for itself.
All right,
so now we have
here's an idea where they could have gone with that.
Put a mouthpiece on him.
Have Ric Flair turn on Triple H.
Yes.
Have Ric Flair turn on Triple H, mid-match, double turn, boom.
Got our first black champion. Main event. Now they got a gem in NXT. His name is Apollo Crews.
Oh my God. That was the first time I had ever seen him work. Because I've never really been as up on indies as I should be. Because honestly, a lot of them don't come close enough to me. Because I know Ring of Honor, they go to Chicago Ridge. I don't exactly know how close that is. But a lot of the big time indie companies, it's either East Coast or West Coast, and they stay there.
Yep.
And so I had never really seen what is it, Uha Nation? Is that how you pronounce that?
I think it's either Uha or Yuha.
Yeah. I had never really seen him work, and I was absolutely impressed.
He has the physique of Bobby Lashley, but the athleticism of Neville.
Yes. And
guy is a gem.
And as the only thing that's left,
and he's good on the mic. Like I heard him speak during the promo, and he has a charisma about him, and I want to see this guy become champion.
Yeah. As I think if his mic skills can be on par with his in-ring skills, they'll have no choice.
Oh, yeah. They'll definitely have no choice to do that.
And, that was just part of the greatness that was TakeOver Brooklyn. The first match, the debut in WWE of Jushin Thunder Liger at 50, and he can still go like he did.
He wasn't as athletic as he was, but the thing is, the whole mystique of having Jushin inside NXT, inside a WWE ring, makes you want to go there. If anybody who knows Jushin for his work, they're going to appreciate it regardless.
Right. And he got the win with the Liger bomb over Tyler Breeze.
Great match. Tyler carried the match.
Yeah.
But I give Tyler credit where credit's due. But again, it was Jushin Liger.
Yeah. And he hit a great Liger bomb, which I wouldn't mind seeing Roman Reigns start using that Liger bomb.
He's already he's still doing the Shield power bomb with Dean Ambrose, but yeah. Then we have for our next match? It
was the tag titles.
Oh my
God. Blake and Murphy.
I hate those two. They're so bland, and they have nothing going for them.
The only thing good about them is Alexa. Alexa has more charisma than the both of them combined.
Yes, their ring abilities are good. I'm not going to take that from them, but I hate them. I personally just do not like them. And Cass and Enzo was so over.
Why didn't they win the titles from them?
Thank you. That didn't make sense to me. Now that they're losing the titles, I'm thinking they're going to be moved up.
Yeah.
Main roster, which I don't want to see, but it's inevitable now.
And is Alexa going to come up with them? Because if they don't, they have nothing to make them heels. They have nothing. And if they're baby faces, they're just going to be another tag team that'll get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, and that's true. Look what happened with the Ascension.
Right.
But the match is, oh my gosh, so good.
It was. I don't like Blake and Murphy, but they put on a good match with the Vaudevillains, and I love the Vaudevillains.
I'm a big fan of Vaudevillains.
Until recently, I was kind of meh on the Vaudevillains. I thought it was like, okay, it's a gimmick that's going to fizzle out.
I like Simon Gotch. Simon in Aiden English is really good in the ring.
Yeah, I've always wondered, like, something that's always stuck out to me. Why does Aiden English go under the second rope instead of like how dudes normally do it? Like, I've always wondered that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I'm thinking, like, could it be a leg thing? Like, maybe he like messed up his leg a while back or something, and he can't lift it that high.
Well, I don't know. He's doing kicks and drop kicks.
Yeah, so maybe it's just part of his. Maybe that's just what he naturally does. It just looks weird to me.
But having both hands come out was, a reward.
Yeah. And I loved Corey Graves selling, like, when she came out, she doesn't even work here.
Corey is such a good heel.
He should be on Raw.
He should. He should be up there with Byron and Cole, because I don't like JBL as a heel.
Here is what the announced team on Raw should be. It should be Michael Cole, Renee Young, and Corey Graves.
I'm disagreeing, because I like Byron Saxton.
Really?
Yeah, I like Byron Saxton. He could use a little more work, a little more tuning, but
yeah,
I like Byron Saxton.
I want Renee Young on Raw. I think Renee Young would be great on Raw.
I do too, but I want to keep Byron up there with Cole, because Cole is he's acting like in the gorilla position right now. He's mentoring Byron, so that's pretty good to see. But if we replace JBL with Corey, I'm not upset, because Corey's really good at being a heel commentator.
Yeah. And you could take him off the pre-show, replace him with someone. But I think the next match on TakeOver was Samoa Joe and Baron Corbin, which that was a really good match.
I'm glad fucking Baron got tapped out.
Yeah. And he still looks strong because he passed out and didn't tap out.
I don't like Baron that much, but he really came off dickish. So he's doing his job as a heel.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. And I've always liked Corbin's finisher, the End of Days.
Yeah, did you see that terrible suplex he did?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that wasn't good.
No, and my girlfriend's sitting here trying to defend Corbin. I'm sitting there looking at her. I'm like, oh, he's strong. He put him in the End of Days. I'm like, yeah, because Joe did most of the fucking work.
Yeah, that's mostly the work of the guy taking it. But
Joe helped him do the suplex, but it was still up to Corbin to get him up there, which Corbin didn't do.
Right. And then I loved the finish of the match with Corbin with the modified spine buster. And then in one swift motion, Joe kicked out and locked him in the clutch.
Oh, yeah. His black hole slam was fucking beautiful, too.
Yeah.
Nice shout out to Abyss, by the way.
Right. Fun fact. WWE wanted Abyss to come in and face Undertaker at a WrestleMania, but apparently something happened and Abyss backed out and re-signed with TNA.
They wanted the Abyss character, though?
I don't know. I think it would have been the same character, but they probably would have changed the name.
That would have worked. That'd have been cool.
Yeah, but apparently something happened and he either got cold feet or negotiations or something, and he backed out.
shit, I would have taken that up without a doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
We have the debut of Mr. Apollo Crews
against a guy whose gimmick is getting over very quickly.
10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Mr. Ty fucking Dillinger.
Is he a heel or a face? Because the crowd's way behind him.
He's a tweener, and I like him.
Yeah. And he gave Crews a good match.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Crews won, which I highly expected because it's his debut. He's
walking with a debut and lose is just
right,
dumb.
And got the win with a beautiful standing moonsault.
He's just, oh my god! And those summer salts that he was doing.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
And I loved when he mocked Ty Dillinger after he did like the backflips. And he just started running around the ring doing the 10, 10, 10, 10.
That guy, like I said, man, like early in the video, I said he's money. This guy's fucking
money.
He's gem. He's a gem. I want this guy on the main roster as soon as possible.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen is Balor's going to hold on to the NXT title for a while.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to drop it to Joe. Joe's going to hold it for a little bit and then drop it to Crews. And I would just love to see, all right, two things I would want to see. One, I want to see the last match between Joe and Balor as an Iron Man match.
Where does Sami Zayn fit in all this?
On the main roster.
Or are they automatically pushing him to the main roster, or are they keeping him on NXT for a bit more?
I hope they automatically push him onto the main roster because that's where he was going to go. He was actually going to go where Owens was until he got injured.
You know, it would be a nice surprise if he just shows up on a Raw one day and attacks Kevin
Owens. Because he did say, no matter what, when he comes back, he's coming for Owens.
Yeah. And he literally said we're meant to do this forever.
Yeah. So I think WrestleMania, it's going to be Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn.
There has to be a title involved.
For the U.S. title.
Okay, fine, U.S. title. All right, that works. Next match is the Divas match, and we already talked about how great that match was, and that was
beautiful. So many spots that worked. The spot with when Sasha put Bayley's hand in between the steps and the ring post.
Right? Oh, dude,
I was like, oh my god, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Oh,
I literally felt that, and I'm grabbing my hand, and I don't know why, but you know, I was so invested in that match.
It was the first match in a long time that got me emotionally invested.
Yep.
Like, I was watching it with a buddy of mine who's not much of a fan anymore, and I'm just sitting there like,
edge of your seat, right?
Yeah. And the finish with Sasha locking in the big statement, Bayley getting to the ropes, but Sasha kicking off. And at that point, when she kicked off, I was like, well, wow, Sasha's going to retain. And then when Bayley reversed it and then the sequence of moves after and the reverse Hurricane Rana from the top.
Oh my god. Yes. The way Sasha just fucking flipped and landed, got
right
back
on her head.
She got back up like a champ, and she took the belly to belly, and 1, 2, 3, we crown a new Divas, women's champion, because that's what it should be, because Divas is just
that belt is atrocious.
It is, and they should feel bad about it because it should be women's wrestling, not Divas wrestling.
Yeah.
The Four Horsewomen segment was touching, and and we, as in you and I and other people, I feel like it was a proud moment for us because we watched these four go at it for years, and
yeah. I see just the evolution of everything from Sasha and Charlotte being in the BFFs to Charlotte breaking off to Charlotte and Becky or Sasha and Becky Lynch and the rise of Bayley and then all of them breaking off on their own and any combination of those having great matches the past 2 to 3 months and then the culmination with Bayley finally winning the title and all 4 of them in the ring
in tears.
Sasha and Becky and Bayley just visibly weeping. And
Charlotte was in tears. It was a nice kind of a nudge to the Clique because that's what happened. It was a Madison Square Garden.
Right. Except no one's leaving the company.
Right, except no one's leaving the company. The other 3 are going up to the main roster. Bayley's going to stay here and dominate the women's division for a bit more. Drop the title to either Emma or, oh, God.
Don't say it.
It's going to happen.
She's not ready. She's not ready.
She's not ready. Absolutely not. She's terrible.
She has potential.
She's hot.
She is. She has potential. She has a very annoying voice.
Yes. Dana Brooke. I talk like this. Oh, my gosh.
I swear, if that's how she naturally talks, I don't understand how anyone could stand to be around her.
I feel sorry for her parents. I would have wanted to strangle her.
But then again, she's Dana Brooke, and if they tried to, she would probably lift them over her head and throw them.
Yeah, it's true.
But I see potential in Dana Brooke. I think she still needs work. I think she's going to be in NXT for a while.
She's going to be down there with Emma for a long, long time.
And I would put the title on Emma before I put it on Dana Brooke.
Emma lost a lot of trust with WWE because of the whole stealing thing she did.
Yeah. But Emma's really good.
Emma is good. Her new heel gimmick is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad they found something to do with her after Santino left because, Santino pretty much was the stupid gimmick that brought Emma to the main roster to begin with.
Right.
So now we go on to the ever so lackluster main event, in my opinion.
Really?
I did not enjoy the match. I enjoyed Balor's entrance more than I enjoyed the match.
I thoroughly enjoyed the match. I thought the match was really good. I thought the match had emotion. I thought it had storytelling. I thought it was funny how Owens mocked Sami Zayn in the match.
Oh, yeah, I did too. It's just...
And another thing that was great was how it cut to Owens outside the ring after the match, and he's just sitting there like...
Yeah.
Done.
And not impressed at all. And it's just... I don't know, because I feel like this championship match could have happened at a regular taping.
Right. What I felt they should, when Owens said ladder match and then Regal came out and said, you don't get your way, I thought they were going to go, oh, it's a ladder match. But it's a tables, ladders, and chairs match. And just have those two go at it in a TLC.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I personally, I've never seen Devitt in a ladders match Really?
Because they don't do them often, if at all, in Japan.
Japan, exactly. And I've only known Devitt from Japan. I didn't watch any of his work in Ireland and the UK,
right.
but I've watched his New Japan stuff.
You're more familiar with New Japan than me. Do they do any gimmick matches at all, really, in New Japan?
Not often. They don't really do gimmick matches like that. Not that often. But if they do, they hold a big significance. But it's normally not like that. They have a extreme promotion in Japan, and that was the birth of Extreme Wrestling, by the way, in Japan.
It was FMW?
Yeah. They have promotions like that still where, hardcore weapons are still incorporated.
Yeah,
but Japan, I don't see it as often.
Right. I've seen one New Japan show that was the January 4th show this year, which I torrented because it was 2 a.m. and I was looking and it didn't seem like there was any prospect of it coming out on DVD or anything. And I really wanted to see that show, and I downloaded it, and that show was fantastic.
New Japan usually has great matches.
Yeah.
Kingdom of last year, that was great.
Yeah. I wish because I know they usually don't have English commentary.
Nope.
And I would still be able to enjoy it, but it would draw me in more if they had even in post-production, if they had a couple guys do some English commentary.
Well, they had Matt Striker and JR.
Right. That's a big reason why I went out of my way to watch the Wrestle Kingdom this year.
And it was a good Wrestle Kingdom. That it wasn't a bad showing at all.
Right.
Oh, did you see Okada was present at SummerSlam?
No.
Yeah, dude, he was in a skybox seat with Samoa Joe for SummerSlam.
Huh.
Fucking Okada, man, the Rainmaker. Are we getting deals with New Japan now?
That would be amazing. Because then that would mean we could get Bullet Club.
Absolutely. AJ Styles, Kenny Omega, Shinsuke Nakamura. Oh,
I was talking last night. I was like, how awesome would it be if Bullet Club showed up Nexus style?
Do you know the product would just skyrocket and the indie fanboys would just lose their damn mind?
Imagine this. Imagine the main event of Night of Champions. It's Cena Rollins or whatever it ends up being. And then in the middle of the match, they're having an epic match. There's a spot where both guys are down. And you just hear Michael Cole go, wait. And you just see a bunch of masked guys in hoodies surround the ring. You see him take off the hoodies. You see Bullet Club shirts. And they take off the masks, and it's Styles and Gallows and Anderson, the Bucks, and Omega and Fale and Tonga Kid and even Cody Hall, and they just decimate Cena and Rollins. And Styles just takes the mic.
Stop! I am so excited. Don't do this to me because I know it can never happen.
And Styles just takes the mic and he's like, "We're taking over."
Oh my God. It'll never happen, but
no, it'll never ever happen.
Brilliant booking right there. WWE, I hope you're listening to that. Please listen to that.
And then it ends up no heels in the WWE at all. No WWE roster members are heels. It is everyone against Bullet Club.
So his next is part 2. That's what I'm getting from this. Is going
Bullet Club goes over.
Okay, all right. See, that was the problem last time. Nexus didn't go over.
Yeah. Bullet Club goes over with AJ Styles pinning Cena after a Styles clash.
then Styles goes on to beat Rollins for the title. There we go.
God. AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins.
Yeah. I would like that very much.
Yeah. And then have the Bucks just dominate the tag division, even though honestly, I think the Bucks would end up getting themselves fired. Because from everything I've heard, the Bucks do not rub a lot of people the right way. From a lot of what I've heard, they're a couple of giant pricks.
They seem like jokesters, to be honest with you. So
yeah, I know they didn't rub a lot of people the right way in TNA.
They're having a better indie career than anything TNA is doing anyway.
Right, but
the only good thing about TNA right now is EC3.
I have not watched TNA since the show that EC3 won.
He's a good guy. Like, he's fantastic on the mic. WWE dropped the ball on him.
Yeah, I just don't think they saw what he could do.
Oh, that's just a shame because he's really good at what he does.
Yeah, and TNA already has all their shows, I think, up to Bound for Glory canned. So we know that EC3 is defending at Bound for Glory against Drew Galloway.
Really?
Yes.
Mr. McIntyre for the title. Oh, wow.
Like, should have happened in WWE. But apparently, I was listening to Jericho's podcast with him. Apparently, he even admitted he got really hard to deal with around, like, the middle of his push. And because his mom was sick, he was really grumpy, but he never told anyone what was going on. So for all they knew, he was just an asshole. And apparently that's what got his push halted. Or at least that's what he thinks.
Well, it's believable, to be honest.
Yeah. Because if they don't know what's going on, it's the safest bet to assume, oh, well, this guy's just a jerk.
Yeah, well, now we get to see what happens tonight. How changed the landscape of WWE has become since last night. And this is going to be an exciting Raw.
I have a bold prediction for tonight.
Go on.
Cesaro is going to beat Seth Rollins for the United States Championship.
You really think they're going to make Rollins defend automatically after winning it?
I very well think that could happen because I don't see where they could go unless they have Rollins work double duty every pay-per-view. I mean, the last guy to work double duty on pay-per-views was Dolph Ziggler when he was teaming with Swagger and U.S. champion.
Oh, my God. Yeah, good point. I don't think that's a good idea to double book your champion.
Yeah. So I think either Cesaro or maybe even Owens is, if not tonight, before Night of Champions, is going to beat Seth Rollins for the U.S. title.
All right, that's a good prediction. It's a good prediction. I can live with that.
Yeah. And, Taker, after the match.
Falling down and crawling to the back.
Yeah. And apparently, after the show, people saw him walking to his hotel. So I'm wondering if it was just he was worn out from the match, or if maybe he was selling something, and they had a camera on it, and they're gonna be like, oh, he collapsed.
You know what? That'd be a good angle to sell because, Brock really did damage to him. So
yeah, and
it'd be interesting to see how they go about this whole angle and what is going to happen with Charles Robinson. Paul Heyman's going to come out swinging.
Oh, God.
Of glory of Brock Lesnar.
Glory, glory, Brock Lesnar.
All right, so that wraps it up for our show today. And we will see you guys tomorrow for our Raw review. Not booking this week for us, guys. Fantastic.
All right, so don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe, tell us what you thought about SummerSlam, tell us your predictions for Raw, share this with all your wrestling fan friends. And until next time, I am the main man. That is Paulie Havockley. Have a good one.
Have a good one.